Good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this midday prayer reflection. It's good to be with you, even on this now snowy day. We're all still waiting for spring, but it's good to be together in this way. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, and we're gathering for our midday reflection. After our worship on Sunday, I received an email from a visitor to our service, someone who hadn't been with us before, who wanted to know about our song of praise. We always include a song of praise in our worship, don't we? It's certainly part of the Eucharist. The traditional song of praise, of course, is a Gloria. But for many years here at St. Albans, we've often used a hymn of praise that I just love. I've kind of stuck it in as a test, and I'm glad to know that so many of you embraced it. You sing it by heart. You know it. It's called O God Beyond All Praising, and it has words written by Michael Perry, a Church of England hymn writer and poet, and music. This setting, of course, is by Gustav Holst and is fabulous, part of a symphony of his. And it goes like this. You'll recognize it immediately. O God, beyond all praising, we worship you today. We sing the love amazing that songs cannot repay. For we can only wonder at every gift you send, and blessings without number and mercies without end. We lift our hearts before you and wait upon your word. We honor and adore you, our great and mighty Lord. I think hidden in the email I received was a wonderment of how we praise God in times of crisis. It made me do some thinking about what is praise and where do we find it in our tradition. You know, praise music is perhaps disparaged by people with more sophisticated liturgical or musical tastes or tastes they assume are more sophisticated. I know when I was in seminary, we were challenged by one of our professors to answer the question, what's wrong with praise music? And once we got into the words of the music, we began to understand praise better. Although praise is a term that's used almost to the point of exhaustion, so it doesn't really have much meaning. And maybe today we could think about it a little bit. I think sometimes when people think of praise as patting God on the back and saying, good job with that sunset, or thanks for that healing, or gosh, I'm so glad you joined my family for that meal where we all were so great to each other. Praise is not about thanking God in that way. Praise is not about patting back God on the back. Praise is about responding to God's love. What love wants is a response. You know this in your life, and you know it in your face. And to praise God is to enjoy God, and to know that it is God we are enjoying. God, like any generous giver, wants the gifts to be enjoyed. Have you ever given a gift that someone didn't open or put on the shelf? It's not very, very appealing, is it? It's not very rewarding. And God expects God's love to be rewarding in our life. And I think it involves a thanksgiving, yes. It involves a way to thank God for the love God gives is to love people. The way to thank God for the hope God gives is to be hopeful. The way to thank God for the language we have is to speak to each other and to reach across barriers that we might have with each other, or if that's too hard at the moment in some relationship of yours, simply to reach out with a word or a laugh or a song even. The way to praise God for life is to live life the fullest with an understanding that it's a gift to us. The Hebrews understood this very well, and one of the most beautiful hymns of praise that I turn to is the 139th Psalm. Watch in your e-news on Thursday, because I found a wonderful YouTube version of the 139th Psalm that I'm going to share. But listen to this reading of it from our Book of Common Prayer. May it be our midday prayer together. O Lord, you have searched me out and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You trace my journeys and my resting places and are acquainted with all my ways. Indeed, there's not a word on my lips, but you, O Lord, know it altogether. You press upon me behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain to it. Where can I go then from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I climb up to heaven, you are there. If I make the grave my bed, you are there also. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the outermost parts of the sea, even there your hand will lead me and your right hand hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will cover me and the light around me turn to night, darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as the day. Darkness and light to you are both alike. For you yourself created my inmost parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I thank you because I am marvelously made. Your works are wonderful, and I know it well. Amen. Thank you for being with me today.